Really hoping for no injuries today. I'm learning some knife skills thanks to this guy. Kenji, show me the ways, and hopefully no blood today, right? No blood, no blood. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Can you smell that? It's the delicious scent of the hot dogs and garlic fries wafting from T-Mobile Park. The start of baseball season is here, people. The Mariners are back fresh off spring training and ready to give us another historic season. And of course, in honor of this exciting week here in SoDo, we're bringing in two Hot Topic guests who can ball and talk ball. Please welcome Haley Beckstrom and Ari Settles from the podcast Shaking Up the Game, along with producer Alexis, who has officially lived here long enough that you are not a bandwagon fan, okay?
I was a fan before they were good.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Please dive into the food here too, but we're also going to talk about the possibility of the Sonics coming back. Some exciting news. NBA owners voted to initiate the expansion process for new teams in Seattle and Las Vegas. This is the closest we've been to getting the Sonics back in ever?
Yes, ever.
Haley, Ari, you guys are obviously huge sports fans. Thoughts of this news?
It's an exciting day.
Yeah, we are so excited. It feels kind of like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's almost, I feel like we've been told so many times, like, oh, you'll get your team back, and then it falls off, and we're kind of like, okay. Like, now I think we can truly actually, get excited and believe that it's happening.
Yeah. I hope so, because that's been the thing. Like, I grew up here, and everyone was like, no, they would never take away the team. Such a historic fan base.
Right.
We have, the infrastructure for the arena, and then it did happen. They went to Oklahoma City, and then now it feels like year after year, they're saying, oh, they'll be back, they'll be back, they'll be back. Really?
Yeah.
Like when?
Right. And I don't love having two teams for sale for $8 billion right now.
Yeah.
So it's because we've experienced it. It's scary, but it's also an exciting time.
I know. We should just be positive about it. I'm excited.
Hope it happens.
We're going to channel that.
It's gonna happen. I want to go to a game.
Exactly.
We're going to go to a Sonics game.
Yes, we have to.
Courtside.
Courtside.
Yes. That's what we're manifesting, everyone. Courtside, call us. Please enjoy the garlic fries and these hot dogs, because that's what we're talking about as our second topic. The CEO of Costco is actually getting roasted for how he prepares his dogs. This is so funny. Costco posted this video of its CEO eating their $1.50 hot dog. Look closely and you'll see that he has no ketchup, no mustard, no relish, nothing.
Insane.
Dry. What do you put on your hot dogs? I see one dry hot dog here.
I put this here because you never know. You're a wild card, Kelly. So I just kept it here just in case you're like the CEO. Mine's obviously the one that has everything on it.
Yes.
And you guys had your a little
I'm
simpler.
controversial as well.
Not
just
really.
ketchup.
No, it's not that bad.
That's like
I like ketchup and then diced onions. And no one is giving onions. Like, you go to the ballpark, you go to Costco, and you almost have to bribe them. Like, do you guys have some fresh onions? And they're like, fine.
They usually have it at Costco, right?
Costco got rid of it during COVID.
Yes, they got rid of their
That was like the big thing.
No, they got rid of that. And so now you have to
gosh.
ask, and it does come in a little cup, but it's not always there. And it's really upsetting, because that's how I like my hot dog. But
I'm a ketchup and mustard, which I used to hate mustard, and then honestly working at golf courses a lot, I was kind of just forced to have like a midday hot dog because it was there.
and
I was like, mustard ain't half bad, and now I actually do enjoy my hot dog.
We're having a morning hot dog.
But we do a
now.
Seattle dog if we're being real.
Oh, yes. If I had a choice, cream cheese, barbecue, caramelized onions.
Yes, that's the best way. It's funny
we're
when
gonna
people are
have
like,
you guys do all that.
oh, it's funny when people are like, oh, that's gross. Like, I would never put cream cheese. I'm like, have you tried this?
don't knock it till you try it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one good thing that the CEO said is they're never changing the price, $1.50. It's never going away. Do you guys have other must-have food at the Mariners game? I love a garlic fry. I don't even care if I'm on a first date. Sorry. Love me for me.
Yes,
I love the garlic fries.
absolutely.
If they can't love you with garlic breath, then they're
Thank
not
you.
the one.
Right?
And put it in a fairy. How about that?
I always love Ivers at games because I feel like you never have Ivers outside of that. Well, I know that there are Ivers outside of the stadium, but always have done Ivers.
And I will say, Ivers has new fish tacos for this season.
so
we were just
good.
at the preview,
So
and it was really good.
I tried those too. That was my favorite thing I tried at that preview.
I would say that
really
and rolling point or
Rolling
smoke
Smoke.
barbecue.
Yes, I know. That was delicious.
That was
too.
delicious. So
how are you guys feeling too about the season in this year? Because we're coming off such a historic season, which was awesome.
So excited. I think it's different for the Mariners to have such high expectations going into the season, right? Because now we've always hoped that we make it that far, but now since we've shown that we can, we expect nothing less.
Right.
But as fans, it's so exciting. Like now it's going to be full ballpark from day one.
Yeah. I think, before every season we kind of joke, it's our year, knowing it's not our year. And I think this year we're actually like, no, it is our year. It should be our year, and we're going to do it. So I think, the expectations, but the excitement from where we left off, I think it's going to be
great.
It's electric.
And you guys posted a clip that I want to get to, giving Mariners fans some hope. So let's listen in.
What did I say? I literally was like, if we were to win the Super Bowl and the World Series, we would blow up.
It's been done one other time in history.
Oh, has it? I thought it was
that a city has won the Super Bowl and then gone to win the World Series.
Okay.
This was done with the Patriots.
Oh,
they won the Super Bowl in 2004, and then the Boston Red Sox went on the same year to win the World Series.
Fair enough. But
fun fact, that the year before, the Boston Red Sox were coming off of a Game 7 ALCS loss. Quite literally what the Mariners just did.
Wow. Tell us about the podcast and more. The name, so cool.
Yeah, it's called Shaking Up the Game. We come up with episodes every week, and you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, the whole thing.
Yeah, fun story. A lot of people actually don't know about how we came up with the name Shaken. So we've always been the sports girls. We've always been the ones to talk sports our whole lives. We've grown up doing that. But typically those conversations happen with a dirty martini. So hence the shaken.
Again, invite us. We're
Yeah,
the dirty martini.
Yeah. We're really just, the whole point is just to make women feel confident and empowered in the sports space. All sports, women's sports, men's sports especially. And to not have to feel like you have to prove yourself every time, and to just genuinely just have fun with it and just feel confident.
Yeah.
Going to sports games, talking about sports, and just not having to, prove who the third string quarterback's sister is, etc. And we belong there. So that's kind of our whole mission with the whole podcast.
I love that. So awesome. Yeah. And what can people expect when they tune in, too, for a podcast?
A laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously a laugh. Obviously your takes on Seattle sports. So we cover all Seattle sports, obviously what's more relevant at that time. So right now, Mariners, during the Super Bowl, it was a lot of Seahawks focus. But we're going to cover the games, the scores, the analysis, but also with personalities. You're going to see the culture piece of it, personality of the players, all these different storylines that make it fun to listen to for people at all levels, right, of fandom. Like you have your diehard fans that listen to us, but you also have people that are just trying to learn something for a date that they're going on or something,
Something for everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And don't worry, the sporty, girly Hot Topics group is not going anywhere just yet. We'll be back for another round of Hot Topics where we will learn about a build-your-own sauce machine that may be the first in the state. What? And we're going to try a hot dog-shaped donut. Stick around. Yes. And now for another hot topic around the New Day office, my cooking skills. Next, cookbook author Kenji Lopez-Alt is here to help me sharpen up my knife skills. Plus, who among this group really knows ball? Don't miss this thrilling round of Mariners Trivia. Welcome back. We're in the kitchen now, and you all know I'm on a journey to improve my cooking skills. And one big part of cooking is cutting and chopping, which recently didn't go so well. You're looking at me there a couple weeks ago. I accidentally cut my finger during a cooking segment with producer Rebecca. Blood everywhere. I was okay though, but my producers did decide at that point it was time to bring in some professional help. So cookbook author and YouTuber Kenji Lopez-Alt is back on the show to help me. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I will try really hard to keep, all the chopping my fingers off to a minimum today.
What were you cutting when you cut yourself last time?
Thank you for asking. I was trying to get a mushroom out of one of those vegetable choppers where you really, and I didn't realize how
Like a slap chop type thing? Okay.
And then ended up slicing my
boy,
finger.
oh boy,
Didn't want to say anything on air to anyone, but the blood started going down on a potato and felt like I needed to let the viewers at home know that I was okay.
Yeah.
But there was, we will try really hard not to do that. I have a good feeling because you're here. What is the best way to hold a knife when you're cutting something?
Yeah, well, so a knife has, there is a handle, and a lot of people just kind of grab it like that.
Yeah.
When you do it like that, the knife actually doesn't really balance very well, so it kind of falls over. So a knife is made to balance right around here, right around where the handle meets the blade. So when you're holding a knife, you actually want your 3 fingers here, and then your thumb and your forefinger on the blade, and that's going to help the knife balance a lot more, and also give you a lot more sort of precision and control. It's kind of like if you were trying to draw by grabbing a pencil like this, as opposed to using your fingers, which give you a lot more control.
Yeah, and it's almost like chopsticks too, which I'm terrible at using as well. But
yes.
Okay, so 3 fingers,
so
hold it like
3 fingers
this.
here, and then you kind of pinch right up here with your thumb and your forefinger.
This knife feels
metal.
like kind of big, but you have even a larger one over there. What is that called, and what do you use?
Well, this one is a Chinese cleaver. It's actually sort of like the Chinese equivalent of a Western chef's knife. So this is sort of like an all-purpose knife that you use. Yeah, you can. It's good for precise work. It's good for sort of heavy-duty stuff. You can pick food up easily with it. It's really great for like doing something like if you want to cut garlic really fast, you just take it like this.
I can't wait to watch this. Oh!
Right? And your garlic is chopped. So it's
what? Did you do that again? Did you smash it first and then cut it, or what? What just happened?
No, I didn't even smash it first. Here we can do the same with some ginger here. So you could peel a ginger. I often don't peel my ginger, but if you cut off like a few coins like that,
Yeah.
And then you put it right on the edge of your board, right? And then just give it a little whack.
And then it's already done.
Yeah, it's mostly done, and then just like a couple little rough things, and your ginger comes out.
Oh my goodness! And you were telling me too about your knives, which is so cool. You designed some of these as well. Tell everyone about that.
Yeah,
is this one that you designed?
Yeah, so these two actually. So I met a knife maker in Oregon. Actually, during the pandemic, we were driving around with our daughter, who was just 2 years old at the time, and so we actually randomly met a knife maker in Oregon who was a master knife maker. I saw him walking out of his shop. I asked him what he does. He says, I make knives. He said, what do you do? And I said, I cook. And so I spent a couple days making knives with him. And then since then, we've become sort of close friends. And we partnered with them to produce this knife, which we call it the shitoku. So it's there's a Japanese style knife called santoku, which means 3 qualities, which you might have seen. It's a sort of standard Japanese shaped all-purpose knife. This one, we call it shitoku because it has 4 qualities. It does slicing, chopping, mincing, and then it has a slightly more curved tip, like a Western style curved tip, so you can do a rock chop like that. Yeah.
Someone was teaching me that recently too, a rock chop. Okay.
Yeah.
Show me how, because I have all of this sometimes when I'm cooking, and to be honest, a lot of times I'm chopping before people come over because I don't want to be judged. I will dice
Well, that's totally
my onion, and I will get there, but it might not be pretty. So
yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, that's the number one rule of working with a knife is that you want to go to pace that's comfortable to you. And you sort of increase that as you get better. But so all right, so let's start with an onion. So first thing you want to do is cut off the root end.
Okay.
Sorry, the stem end. Like that, okay?
I'm at least holding the knife correctly now, so we're off to a great start.
With virtually everything you're going to cut, your first step is going to be to try and get it as stable as possible, which means like giving it a flat surface. So now put it down on that flat surface so it's nice and stable, right? And then you want to cut it in half again. So one thing you're doing right now is you're holding the knife, you're holding the onion like that, right?
And you're worried that
So you're putting your finger like right where it can get cut. So when you're holding something for chopping, here let's peel.
Okay.
One of these halves.
I can tell these knives are so sharp too, which is also probably really important, right?
A sharp knife is very important, yeah, because you want your knife to when you're putting pressure on food, you want your knife to sink into it. If your knife is not sharp enough, what can happen is that you're using more force than you need, and the knife can actually sort of slip off the side of the food, and that's when it gets into your hand.
Okay.
So you want the knife to be really sharp so it goes right into the food. Yeah. Okay. So when you're holding your onion here, okay, instead of keeping your fingers like that, you want to do what's called the claw. So
the claw.
Yeah, exactly. So keep your fingertips hidden behind the knuckles here. That way you can't slice them off.
Where were you in my life before? Okay, got it.
And we're going to start the onion by cutting it this way.
Okay.
So with the grain, and you're going to aim kind of at a point somewhere like an invisible point underneath the board, so not quite towards the center of the onion, not quite straight up and down.
And I'm not fully cutting through, I'm just doing like little slices. Is that
exactly.
what you're doing?
You're leaving the root end intact. And that's also going to help it all stay really nice and stable.
And then I don't need my vegetable
Perfect.
chopper.
Yeah,
okay.
and then you turn it, and then you just cut it the other way.
Okay. Ooh!
There you go, and that's a great claw you got.
Do I have, okay, thank you, the claw.
Then, as you get towards the end here, you're gonna see that like the onion starts to become a little bit less stable because this part's smaller,
you're
so you
kind
can
of coming
actually
to the end.
flatten it down to its more stable surface. So
like this
Yeah,
again?
exactly, and then do the same thing.
Holy moly.
See?
Something that would take me an hour just took me, I don't know how long that was,
really
but
fast,
that was great. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else do you have here, like chopping wise, like
all right,
that's
so
hard or difficult?
let's talk about the back slice. Okay, so this one
feels advanced.
This one is pretty advanced. You might not necessarily need to do this at home. So what you were doing just now is chopping, which is kind of a up and down motion. Okay. When you're cutting more delicate things like these scallions, for instance, you want to do what's called a back slice. Okay. So we can start by trimming off the edges here.
Okay, I can do that. Let me get my little
ends.
Hold it. Okay.
Yep. Right. And so now you could just go kind of up and down and chop like this. Okay. But what happens when you do that is that you end up kind of crushing them a little bit more than they need to be. So instead, what we're going to do is plant the tip of your knife here, okay, and then with your claw like this, yeah, you want your knife like right against your knuckle.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and that's what's sort of going to guide your knife. And so you want to pull back while going down. But keep the tip of your knife on the board at all times. And the idea here is that you want to sort of maximize horizontal motion. So that you're really slicing as evenly as possible with as little pressure as possible.
Well, that's an art. Jeez, advanced. I want to talk to you before we leave. You have an event coming up as well. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is the third season. It's called Tasting Notes. It's a live show. We're doing the first one at Town Hall next Thursday, which is April 2nd. And it's a live interactive food and music show that's sort of lots of audience participation, lots of sort of audio and flavor illusions. There'll be guests on stage. Everyone in the audience will be participating as well. It's just a big sort of fun food and music show that explores creativity in those two fields.
Well, I know you're so busy and you're so big time, and the fact that I can say that you helped teach me how to chop an onion for the rest of my life is really cool. Thank you so much for being here, Kenji.
Thanks for having me again.
No blood.
No blood.
And now that I'm practically a pro in the kitchen, I'm turning my attention to the garden. Coming up next, Ciscoe's here with a fragrant favorite. We're planting honeysuckle so that it climbs up the trellis all season long. If you're looking to add color, fragrance, and a whole lot of personality to your garden, look no further than honeysuckle. These vigorous climbers are perfect for trellises, fences, and any spot that needs a little vertical magic. And when you mention magic, well, that just means the gardening wizard himself, Ciscoe Morris. There he is. What do you love about honeysuckles for trellises?
Oh, well, the main thing is they can be quite tall.
Yeah.
But they have these beautiful, this one has bright red flowers. This is Major Wheeler. It's one of my favorites. Some of them are so fragrant, you cannot smell one of the flowers without your socks rolling up and down. There's nothing you could do about it. This one isn't quite as fragrant, but I love the red color of the flowers, and hummingbirds are so crazy for these.
Oh, I bet. So fragrant.
And they bloom all summer long.
Sold.
So, yeah,
you have different trellises too. Does that mean we need like certain vines for different trellises? How does it all work?
Yeah, so if you've got something like clematis, you look at these little tendrils.
Yeah.
They cling on. So if you've got something like this, it'll climb that so easy. Would have a hard time climbing this guy because it's hard for it to hold on. We'd have to figure out a way to tie it on here. But something
like that you could do.
A lot of vines have tendrils. This is climbing hydrangea.
Oh.
It's got little suction cups.
Yeah.
You can't see them on here. but they go and they hold on to the wall.
Okay, so then that would be easy.
Yeah, the only problem is when you take it off the wall, you totally destroy the wall, but that's going to be a long time from now.
Well, that's for another segment. You're going to show me how to use this guy, right?
Yeah, because this is perfect for this honeysuckle here. So let's cut off a nice long chunk here.
Okay. Got it. I have a couple of these.
Yep. Let's see. So I'll do one.
I'll follow along, but so it's different levels too that you can do, and I just
go around twice because that holds it, and then tie a knot.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do all different levels all the way down this thing.
And then, do you replant these every single year? Like, how does it all work?
Honeysuckle, you don't replant. Clematis, some kinds you do. So see, then I just
got that. Okay. So, I like this because it camouflages with the
now
plant.
What you could do here is just twist this around that one.
Oh.
See, we're making layers to catch it. Now twist it around this one.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, geez.
See, now you see what we're doing.
Not really. Okay, and then this guy, I get it, different levels.
Yeah.
Twist.
And then by twisting, it doesn't fall down, and you could tie it however you could tie it on.
I know. Okay. We've made a couple levels there. Yours obviously looks better.
So we're going to do that all the way down different levels.
So we should bring this baby up.
It's got these things to hold it.
Oh, my Lord.
So we'll put it over the top of this thing.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
And when I plant this, what I do is I take off all these plant ties.
Oh.
So.
And you can use, you brought this too, but I like what you had here that we use because this kind of hides it a little better.
You don't see this so much, you know.
Yeah. I'm clipping this right.
That's better. You got it. Go ahead and cut all those off.
All right. I'm doing all of this here.
Yeah.
And then what kind of plant was this one too that goes on here? Because is this honeysuckle, this one?
Yeah, this is a honeysuckle, and I'm even seeing some buds. This thing's going to start blooming soon.
Ooh, okay. Do they like water? Do they like fertilizer? What do they like?
Oh, they love fertilizer and they love water and that.
This actually looks really nice. Okay. What other plants work well on trellises too? Because we have some pictures too of some other ones that work.
Yeah. So that is wisteria. So that's up a straight thing, goes up to an arbor up above, and I wrapped it around, and then I tied it on with twine.
Oh.
And as it ages, the twine just kind of rots and falls off, and look at how thick that is.
Stunning.
There's clematis growing up climbing rows. So that can be your trellis, you know.
And that's in your garden? Your garden is just so impressive.
Look at that squash. Now, if you're going to grow squash, you know, look at the size of those squash. So you're going to have something mighty strong.
Right.
But you can buy special arbors to grow squash and things.
I want to get to 2. You got in trouble. I understand something that you did here on a telephone pole. What's this?
That's trumpet vine. And you're not supposed to grow anything up a telephone pole. I showed that on TV. Am I an idiot or what? And my TV partner, Megan, had to whip me, tell me what a bad boy I was as I ripped it off the telephone.
No one can be mad at Ciscoe Morris, though. You're a master gardener, you're a wizard, and we absolutely adore you. Thank you so much for being here, as always.
Thank you.
And now I know about honeysuckle. And from climbing plants to climbing the scorecard, we're putting our Mariners knowledge to the test, and that's coming up right after the break. I don't know about you all, but I am so pumped that Mariners baseball is back. And we thought we'd celebrate by rounding up a few Mariners fans for a fun game of Game On Mariners Trivia Edition. Ooh, and here to compete, 3 of my colleagues, King 5 morning anchor Jake Wittenberg, photographer Kellen Harrell, and New Day's Derek Price. The rules are simple. I'm going to read you a question. You write your answer down on the board, and when you hear a bell, there we go. Turn the board around, and whoever gets the most answers right wins this Mariners bling.
Oh, I like it.
Right? Very snazzy.
Chain.
And I do have some tiebreakers in case you all are just really dialed in today. And I can see the intensity.
Yes.
Kellen is ready. I know. Here we go. We're going to get right into it. So, who holds the Mariners record for most career stolen bases?
Oh my goodness.
I always love the music. Okay, turn it around. Oh, it's Ichiro. Yeah. Okay. Starting off strong. Derek, come on, bring it home for New Day. Second question. Which pitcher threw the first no-hitter in Mariners history?
First no-hitter.
I'm hiding this too because I don't want Jake to cheat.
Okay. I think I got this one. Michael Jordan.
Oh, we have some different answers here. It's Randy Johnson in 1990 against the Detroit Tigers. Okay. Yeah. We're getting a tie. We might need those tiebreakers.
First perfect
Third
game, though,
question. The color of this jersey that we're going to be seeing up here shortly has an official Mariner name. What is it? Look at this jersey. Make your, answers, decisions.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Northwest Green. Yes. Jake, teal technically, but Northwest Green. Fourth question. Who is nicknamed Mr. Mariner? A couple of these questions I would not have gotten, let's be honest. Okay, I see we're ready. Everyone got this one right. Alvin Davis.
Mr. Mariner.
There we go.
Mr. Mariner.
Okay, we're feeling good now.
Okay. Are they going to get hard now? Is this gets really hard?
Maybe. Who was the Mariners manager during their record-setting 116-win season in 2001? I don't want to give anything away, so I'll be quiet.
Can we phone a friend?
You can phone a friend.
Okay.
Who would you call?
I'd like to call my mom.
Shout out to your mom. Okay. Oh, yes. Lou Piniella. Sweet Lou. We'll take it, Kevin. That's good. That's good. Sweet Lou.
Yeah, he's showing off now.
Come on, you must. How many feet is it from home plate to first base? Any baseball players here? Did you guys play? T-ball? College?
I have
high
two
school?
kids that play now.
Okay, so you might know.
Yes.
You're dialed in. All right. 90 feet.
I did the plate.
Pitcher's mound.
Oh, fair enough.
We needed that win
This
against
is going to
Kellen.
be good. Yeah. I can't wait to see. I've lost track who's winning. Who was the first Mariner to join the 40-40 club? 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases in a season. You cannot phone a friend. You cannot call your mom until after the show to tell her if you lost or if you won this game. This very important game. Okay, turn it around. We have some different answers here, but it is Alex Rodriguez in 1998. Derek. Okay, coming back.
Good one.
That is a good one. Okay, I like this. Who was the first Mariners player to hit for the cycle?
Whoa, that's a really good trivia question. This was not in my study chart.
Ooh, okay.
It was in mine.
Cycle.
Yeah. The first Mariners player to hit for the cycle. You gotta just put something down. Here we go.
No one.
No. Oh, Jay Buhner. Jay Buhner in 1993.
That was a trick question.
Beltray and Olerud have done it.
Oh, Kellen, he's spitting some facts right now. Who did the Mariners draft with their first overall pick in 1987? This was a good year. Just saying. Okay.
No.
Gotta just write something down. You're gonna hear that bell.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
I'm on Griffey. It was Griffey. Ken Griffey Jr.
Which one, though? Which one?
What do you?
Junior.
There's two of them.
Oh, good point.
Junior. controversy.
You gotta.
We're gonna give it to him. Which Mariner hit the team's first ever home run in franchise history?
Who knows?
First ever home run
Nobody
in
knows
franchise
that.
history. I can be helpful if you guys are really stumped and give a year, maybe.
I mean, it had to be 77, right?
You're right.
It had to be 1977.
1977. We have a tiebreaker too right now. So hi Dad. It was Rupert Jones in 1977. No one got that one. Okay, we got one more to do, you guys. What year did the Mariners move into T-Mobile Park, originally known as Safeco Field? What year did the Mariners move into T-Mobile Park, originally known as Safeco Field? This is for all of it. Ooh, 1999 is the correct answer. Okay, Kellen and Derek are tied, so we need to do a tiebreaker.
Oh my God.
Here's a tiebreaker question. If there are 4 characters who compete in the Mariners Salmon Run, name these salmon. You get a point for each name that you get.
That's a good one.
Start going now.
Love this music too.
I know, the music really adds to it, I think.
Can't wait to see what they come up with here.
Okay.
Kellen is thinking hard.
I know.
can
Ooh,
hear
this
you
is for
thinking.
everything.
Oh,
Okay,
I can't
turn
think
it
of the
around.
first one.
Okay. It's Humpy, Silver, King, Sockeye.
They didn't get Sockeye. What do you do now?
Still tied. Oh my gosh.
Double tiebreaker.
Double tiebreaker. Which Mariner won the American League MVP award in 2001?
That's another one. They're both gonna get it right.
You think?
I think so.
I'm running out of questions. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Did he get it?
No.
Oh, Kellen! Ichiro Suzuki! Kellen is the winner!
That's right.
Pass this baby down to you. Great
Give me the
game,
prize.
everybody.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Put it on, big man.
Winner! Well deserved.
Thank you.
It's going to be an amazing
Thank you.
season regardless. And it's important topics to talk about in March to learn the signs and to watch for all year long. We're going to talk the top 3 things to know about colon cancer during this awareness month, and that's coming up next. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and today we're diving into symptoms, prevention, and more. Doctors Gautam Mankani and Val Simeonu join us now from Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Welcome to the show, doctors.
Thanks for having us.
I know you guys are busy, so we'll get right into it. You have the top 3 things to know about colon cancer. Let's start with number 1. Colorectal cancer is on the rise in people under 50 years of age. Please explain.
Yeah, so when you think about cancer, you think of it as being a disease of older people, which is true. In colon cancer, we're also starting to see it in young people. In fact, half of colon cancers occur in those younger than 65. 65 is the new 50, right? And we're seeing it in 40-year-olds, we're seeing it in 45-year-olds, so it's something we are worried about as a society.
Yeah, and that, like you said, it's not always top of mind because we think this is going to be something that might happen later in life.
Totally.
Dr. Simeonu, I want to get to you to factor number 2. Colorectal cancer is the 3rd most commonly diagnosed cancer and the 3rd leading cause of cancer death in the United States. Tell us more.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, like Dr. Mankani said, it's on the rise in young people, and we think it's going to be the number 1 cancer in those under 50. The good news, on the other hand, is that cancer can be prevented by colonoscopy, sometimes treated completely by colonoscopy. And when we catch a cancer early, we can cure it 90% of the time.
Gosh, so what advice do you have for people then to come in and get screenings then right away at a certain age?
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always ask your doctor. I'm glad you brought it up because we are actually hosting a live webinar next week. There's a QR code available for those who want to register to learn more about this. But if you want to know what options are available to you, best thing to do is ask your doctor, whether it's a colonoscopy or stool test or something else.
Definitely, and we have that QR code up. Dr. Mankani, getting to the 3rd fact. These are all very interesting because unless it's in front of you and you're telling us these things, it's not always top of mind on what to do. There are early symptoms to be aware of, and you can prevent colorectal cancer. What are the symptoms that you're talking about?
Yeah, great question. Building on what Dr. Simianu said, it's back in the day when a young person came in with blood in their stool, so one of their symptoms, we said, you know what, that sounds like a hemorrhoid, you'll be fine. We all have hemorrhoids. But it's one of the symptoms of colon cancer. So blood in your stool, abdominal pain, weight loss that you shouldn't be losing, or your GI tract just isn't right. Now these could be many other things as well, but with colon cancer on the rise, it's something worth going to your doctor about.
Yeah, and how can it be prevented?
Yeah, so the nice thing about colon cancer is it's a very preventable disease. So we have lots of tests out there. So the time it takes for cancer to form is about 10 to 15 years. And you can screen for it with colonoscopies. We have stool tests. We have other new cancer screening tests coming out. There's a lot that can do. So basically pay attention to your symptoms or do the screening tests, and best both.
Definitely, and I feel like we should end there on just how people can learn more about the symptoms, the screenings, the risk factors, to not just kind of say, oh, it's probably this and don't worry about it. Obviously talk to your primary doctor, but what else?
That's it. Join our webinar. It's free. We'll be talking about the symptoms you have, but don't ignore your symptoms, and any one of your healthcare providers can help guide you on what's appropriate for you.
And this month is obviously important to get awareness around that. So speak to how important it is to get this in front of viewers.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate having the chance to be on the show and talk about it. I mean, I think it is something that people don't often talk about. You don't sit at dinner and talk about colonoscopies. But you should. But maybe you should, and maybe you'll talk about it because you watch the show.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And still ahead, another round of hot topics. Is it real or is it a donut? We're going to show you the festive opening day treats at Top Pot Donuts, plus a machine to build your own sauce. What? We're going to talk about it, and that's all coming up next, so stay tuned. New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
It's a new day.
Is it a hot dog or is it cake? Today, neither. We are back with another round of hot topics with podcasters Haley and Ari alongside producer Alexis. And guess what we're tasting? Top Pot's new baseball season donuts. You're seeing
They're
these.
so cute.
The cutest thing ever. A maple bar that's a hot dog?
No,
what? The pretzel?
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Look at this
It
thing.
actually looks like a pretzel.
They have crushed this. They're making these special baseball themed donuts all season long. All you need to do though is pre-order them in advance to get your hands on these. Like you just mentioned, please try glazed pretzel twist.
Look at the Northwest green.
What?
Yeah.
They nailed it.
And that really matches your outfit. Perfect.
Thank you.
And then the
I
hot
planned
dog maple bar, like I said. So, and then the little baseball cake.
I think it's so cute. People can order them for their little Mariners parties, little opening day.
I'm all
How
for
fun.
this. I am gonna get this all season long. I think they have, this is a home run.
A home run.
A home run. We did it there.
Hilarious.
We're so proud.
I'm so proud.
I've been hanging out with you guys a little long. Like, there we go. We also talked earlier about what we like and don't like on hot dogs. But this topic next is just mind-blowing. Sauce lovers' delight for the ballpark favorite. Muckleshoot Casino just got what's being considered Washington's first build-your-own sauce machine. The Heinz Remix machine mixes a classic base like ketchup, mayo, barbecue, ranch, or mustard, and then you get to choose a flavor to infuse it with. Jalapeno, chipotle, garlic, buffalo, honey, even bacon.
And it spins it.
Yeah. What are we even watching right now?
I don't know. We've officially have it all now.
Alexis, are you a big sauce girly? Or
I'm
are you
a
all
big
in?
sauce girly, as we all saw with my hot dog. I want everything on it. I love nacho cheese. I want ketchup. I want barbecue. I love ranch. Everything. I don't know if there's a sauce I don't like.
Ooh.
I love a sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Really?
Yeah, I love a sauce. I love an aioli. If they could do that, we would really be onto something.
You're kind of making your own sauce. I mean, you could name it after the podcast or something. And
Shaker's Delight. Like, I don't know.
It was shaken. I don't know.
No, it's shaking it.
I don't know. I'm not like, I mean, like, I have my like sauces with things, but growing up, I've been a very light sauce person with my pasta. So I don't know. I don't really get like jazzed up about. I don't know. That's
You
a
don't
lot.
want it out
You're
of the
not
machine.
driving there.
Yeah, no, that's a lot going on.
The fusion.
The technology is insane. It's impressive. I'll give them that.
It's like the
but
soda machine.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
good with
crazy.
ranch, aioli, barbecue. Keep it.
I almost don't want to see everything mixing together and know what is being put in there.
It's like the non-preservatives in the machine. I don't know, something.
No, it's the bacon for me. I'm like, what
I know.
is that,
taste
and
like-
how is that
Very
going in
artificial.
there?
It's gonna be weird. Mayo, I hate mayo is my hot take on sandwiches.
Yeah.
I mean, you would talk.
Me and you.
Really?
Love
Okay.
mayo.
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
can't
I'm
spread
fine with
mayo
it.
on a sandwich.
No, I can't either. I'm always like, is there mayo on it? Take that off.
I
And people
love
are like, but
mayo.
it's so dry. I'm not to the level of the hot dog, like Costco
Yeah.
CEO vibes, but just put like honey mustard or Dijon, something else, not the mayo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't gross me out, but I'm not getting in my car and rushing there
Oh.
to see the Heinz remix.
No,
but
I'll trust everyone's
love the name.
opinions.
Love the name.
I'd love to try it.
Love the creativity.
I'll trust your opinion.
Yeah, can't
let
wait
us
to hear.
I will literally go.
You do a reel. Put it on social media.
She's there tonight.
Sticking with the food theme too, restaurants are apparently scrambling because customers are drinking less at dinner. It's being called the dry dining trend, and it comes after recent reports that Gen Z and millennials are consuming far less alcohol than generations before. A 2025 poll found out 54% of Americans say they drink alcohol, the lowest number in 90 years. And the Today Show found TikTokers reporting they skip alcohol when they dine out because of how expensive that the drinks are. So I want to know, do you prefer mocktails? Do you order drinks at dinner?
It depends.
In your mood? Like what you
Yeah,
want?
but I do agree they're so expensive. Like
So expensive.
a couple years, probably like 6 years ago, I left a bar because we sat down and the drinks were $30, and I said, no, thank you.
Not today.
Crazy. It's somewhere in Seattle, like, you know, and so I don't know. I just don't always need a drink with dinner. I like when it's like when you get a martini with the girls or something that's different. But
Special occasion. What about you all?
Yeah, we're typically ordering a dirty martini.
Yeah, I think the only difference is like the size of the glass that it comes in. If I see another table get it and it's one of those tiny little coupe glasses, I'm
For
like,
$30.
this ain't the spot. But if I see a good martini come out, I'm like, we're having martinis tonight. Like same with the wine pours. Kind of depends on what we're
if it's a hefty
serving
pour,
it up.
or
And I'm
if
like,
you're
it's
feeling
worth it. If not, then I'm like, no, I'm not spending $20.
Yeah,
Drink
and
it at home.
I honestly do love the trend that people like Gen Zers, especially I work with a lot of Gen Zers, and they're just not interested in it. They are talking about, you know, the makeup that they're putting on their face and clean
They have full
ingredients.
skincare routines.
Full skincare routines at like 12.
I did not at 12.
That's what we were doing at that age.
We're missing like the embarrassing home video era.
Yes.
I'm not seeing those anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
They're all just
I do
perfect.
appreciate that they're thinking about their health and, and all of that, but just not how I guess we all like were raised in that kind of era with dirty martinis in college and
Yeah. Well, in college.
Take a 4 Loko.
how much time do you have?
That's classy.
Oh gosh. Okay, you guys, I want to talk about movies next. We're switching gears a little. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out in May, but people are already losing it over the popcorn bucket that AMC theaters will sell. Look at this. It's shaped like a purse.
Amazing.
Along with a purse charm and everything. It's so cute. These are popcorn buckets. Would you do this? Would you be excited for this big movie?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Really?
I've been anticipating this movie.
I'm very into this movie.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Devil Wears Prada fan. I think a lot of us are growing up on that movie. I'm excited for a remake with the same cast. The popcorn bucket, I think, is so fun.
Yeah.
I don't care. It just is like...
Yeah. It's like the
let's
ferry
do it.
boat that we saw at the food preview at T-Mobile Park.
Yeah,
Like,
we sleep with our ferry boat.
so
we're really excited
Not
about the
surprised. Not
Very
surprised.
attached.
You can use the purse as a purse.
I want my popcorn in the ferry boat.
Yeah, it's taking something that's just been a staple, I think, and kind of maybe just boring, like a popcorn bucket, and just kind of jazzing up.
elevating it.
We love to do those things.
This is coming out in May too, and you better believe I'm going to a movie theater.
Oh, immediately.
Are you guys still
Immediately.
into seeing like a movie in a theater too, or do you like to wait for when it comes out at home?
Well, speaking of expensive.
True.
Yeah, but I do like going.
I like it too.
Yeah,
I think I'll save it
We
for,
do
like-
we do less and less of movies, so I feel like now it's like, oh, that's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like we're always going to the movies.
I think
That's all
for
we
me,
did.
like something like Devil Wears Prada, like I would save that to go to the movies and like pay the money for the experience. But like if it's just like a random movie on a Sunday, like
we could watch after.
I think that will take people to the theaters.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like the cute little giveaway, the little take home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a purse.
Yeah, a little purse with your
Purse to go.
I have purse.
I want to get to something that you're so excited about before we leave.
Yes.
Hannah Montana.
We have to talk about this, you guys.
Yes. Everyone's talking about this. The Disney Channel show Hannah Montana, played by Miley Cyrus, is celebrating 20 years. These are photos from the LA premiere of the 20th anniversary special.
Yes.
She put the blonde wig back on. People were loving her outfit. It was filmed in front of a live studio audience and never before seen footage from the show. What do we think? I think she slayed in this outfit.
Yes.
I think my sister had that shirt. Like, I just love that she wore that. I know some people didn't love it, but I just think it's so fun. The fans love this stuff.
Obviously does not age.
No.
She
looks like 20
amazing.
years.
I love Miley Cyrus. I don't know if that's a hot take, and some people hate her.
I love her.
And
You're speaking
I know
to the
she's
right
gone
crowd.
through it, but I just really enjoy her.
No, it's so cute. And you saw it already.
I just watched it last
night.
night. I did, yes. And millennials love a nostalgic moment.
Yeah.
I like got choked up. I was like, oh my god, this is pathetic. What are you doing? It's like,
It's not pathetic.
It's one of those things where like while she would like the wig was on and she was talking and I was like, oh my, that's Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if you guys have watched Miley Cyrus's like recent interviews on like, you know, podcasts and stuff. And then to see the switch to Hannah Montana, I'm like, that's her. It's like, it's so crazy.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
It really is. I'm so glad she was willing to do it because I know for a while it was like, that's not me. I don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then now to see her put it back on and embrace it all again.
It was her idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love her. She's like, I wasn't promoting this, or I promoted it before it was even a thing, so that they couldn't say no.
Made it a thing. Yeah.
It's such a good idea, and I think all the fans appreciate
I think this
it.
year especially, there's been so many things like Devil Wears Prada, Hannah Montana. It's like, we love a nostalgic moment, so it's very fitting.
Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I have a homework assignment, and thank you to you all for spending time with us today. For more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube, and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your New Day, and we'll see you next time.